I feel like I finally made it. I took me a trip, I came back with a brick and I flipped it. I wasn't like y'all wait. Took me some losses, but I had to get up, cause I know nobody gon' try to come save me. Riding with choppers and 40s and Hondas, this life that we living, this shit really crazy. Try to do better, but they wanna stop us. We gon' reach the top and won't stop till we make it. Took me a trip, I came back with a brick and I flipped it.
What's up, guys? Justtjokay here. Engineer, producer, songwriter, A&R, all of that. You're watching Finale Records. Okay.
Alright, so we in the building, man. D3.
In a minute.
D3 with, where you going by now? Justtjokay?
Justtjokay.
Alright, man. Well, shit. It's good to see you, man.
Always, brother. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Fuck you got going on, man?
Shit, just been a lot of working. I don't know where I should start, but recently just been doing a lot more engineering, and you know, I do like the whole 9 yards in the music stuff. So from engineering, producing, songwriting, recording vocals for DJs and producers, artist development, you know, like honestly anything
that's got to do with music. Damn,
I'm getting more into my DJing stuff a lot more again. So that's gonna be fun. That's something that I'm actually gonna be performing a lot more of.
What do you think your favorite thing is? Making music or engineering?
I don't know. Like, it's a combination of everything. Cause like, engineering for me is a type of production.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you can make the beat and you can have the lyrics, but the engineering side is really gonna make the difference. You know what I mean? I've heard some
that shit makes or break the song.
For real, I've heard some shitty ass mixes, but crazy enough, you know, like I've heard some bad mixes, but that still do well. You know what I mean? Just because of the song type shit. But what I've been seeing more of is, and what I believe in is that the mix is all part. It all plays a part with each other. You know what I mean? So engineering, production, songwriting.
Just whatever your role is that day, you feel like you take it on to make it the best you can. So
for real. Like if somebody's calling me to do vocals, hey man, I'm doing vocals. You know what I mean? If somebody called me engineer, I got a session at 7 in the exec. I'm gonna be the best at engineering. You know, that's my engineering switch. You know, I just flip it on and flip it off. You know what I mean? Whatever the situation calls for.
Yeah. Well, shit, man. Let's take it back to the beginning.
Take it back.
All right, so you're from Canton or originally?
Originally, I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, in Broward County area. Okay. So like but I've been up here so long. You know what I mean? I was born down there mostly, and I have family down there, but I've been up here way too long. You know what I mean?
So what age did you come up here?
Shit, I think like early 2000s. I was young. Like I don't even remember. I just remember going back and forth.
Okay, so pretty much you grew up in Canton.
Yeah.
Which side of Canton?
Like, shit. Honestly, we moved so much. We lived in over by Stone Mountain. We lived over in Gwinnett. We lived in Morrow. We lived in fucking Jasper. We lived in Canton. Like, we moved so much.
Everywhere.
So it's like, it's just wherever we landed. Really.
Where'd you go to school for high school?
Crossroads.
Oh, okay. So
Crossroads. I'm the badass kid, right? I'm the badass kid. Yeah.
Well, shit. Let's talk about moving around. Like, what was the reason for moving around? You know, just
I don't really know. It's like my mom worked in the jail.
Okay.
You know, doing stuff in there, and like in Gwinnett and in Cherokee County and stuff, and even Jasper for a little bit. So wherever she was going, we just went. Yeah, we just moved like that.
Okay.
Kind of adapted.
Yeah. Well, shit. Okay, so I'm from Canton too.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like just Cherokee County in general, like it's a place where you got every side of things.
For real.
What do you think you're like? I don't know how to word it. Like basically, what did you see in Canton? Like what's something from Canton that you learned or experienced that you don't think you would have got anywhere else? You know, like
I think you'll learn from everywhere that you've lived. Yeah. But for me, Canton and Cherokee County is a place that you can get stuck in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. People get real complacent and it can be a black hole, bro. Like, but it's always said that way when it's your hometown anyway. Yeah, you know what I mean? People always say to leave.
Everybody want to get out.
That's the hack. That's the life hack. Where you gotta get out. and then learn some shit. And I know Cherokee County is like a place where you should definitely have an idea of what you're going to be. It's not a good place to figure it out.
Yeah.
Don't figure it out.
Ain't really shit to figure out there, you know, like
for real. But like what you see is what you get, kind of in Cherokee County. But you know what I mean, it's a vibe. It
got your good and the bad.
For real, ups and downs, highs and lows.
Alright, well shit, so where the music come in at, you know?
It started I think in when I was doing a lot of skateboarding at Progressive Skate Park.
Oh yeah,
R.I.P.
Progressive, man.
R.I.P. the GOATs. But yeah, it started a lot there. Always made music with my brother and our homie Homage. That's the main person I remember that was always with us. And Johnny, he's from New Orleans, but we always made music, you know what I mean? And it kind of just went from there. And
did it start with making beats, or were y'all trying to rap?
It started with, I made beats. I ain't rap then, you know what I mean? I would just write some shit, you know, because everybody else was writing in the room type shit. But I was the person that literally made the beats and stuff and started the production and stuff. So
you making the beats and they rapping, and then comes along Jimmy with an H.
Yeah, it kind of happened just like that type stuff. You know what I mean? It was we always knew Hicks. You know what I mean? And it was all three of us when it was all said and done.
Now was he making music before?
Yeah, he was making music. I knew about him making music through other people that we knew together type shit. So. We always like saw that we made music. We were like, okay, let's make music. You know what I mean? Let's see what's up. And then we caught a vibe, and we were like, hey man, maybe we should do something type stuff. And honestly, what really pulled us together is when we met Neil Pogue and Walt, and they're part of Fulton Yard Unlimited.
Yeah.
We were doing a lot of stuff with them, and they taught us a lot. You know what I mean? They really molded us and taught us how this music stuff works and gave us that push to really like hey, you guys can actually do it. Somebody of like the stature of what they have accomplished told us that we have something.
So they gave you like a
gave us a boost.
Exactly.
For real. Like we was like, all right, well shit, let's try it. You know what I mean? And then we came together and started Jim with an H, made music.
What was the H, man?
Hey man.
Oh, was that Hicks?
No, see, everybody asks. Everybody asks. But the Jim H is literally for you to ask that question.
Yeah,
literally,
just to
it's so stupid. It's so dumb, but it literally made people ask the question, what the fuck does that even mean? And it got them so curious, they figure out what we are.
Go look
music.
you up.
Oh, they make music. And it always like, what the fuck is the H mean, bro? It's like, honestly, it don't mean nothing.
Good marketing.
My brother said it randomly one day when he came home from school, and I was like, that shit is so fucking stupid. I died laughing. I was like,
let's do it.
Shit, that's so dumb. Let's use that for it now.
Yeah. I feel like that was a time where that was way before Migos and shit went. Or Migos might have been.
Well, they were probably doing stuff.
But the group thing was so hard back then. It was like
yeah.
It was like each of you could market. And then everybody sees their individual fan base and comes back to the one. I don't know. I feel like that was just a smart ass move at the time.
What, to bring it together?
To do a group.
Yeah, it made sense. But if everybody doesn't have the same vision and the same end goal, it ends up ending. You know what I mean?
See, Migos might be the only example of them not ending. Damn near every other group has always broken apart because of that exact thing.
Because you have to have the same vision, the same goal, and it has to be a very selfless thing. You know what I mean? So
that's hard to keep together, but
it is what it is, though.
Yeah,
for real. When it comes to that type of stuff, you know what I mean. But things were always good when we were all together. You know what I mean? Music was made. It was dope. So.
Yeah.
Learned a bunch of shit, and hey man, it got me here.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So
it was just a stepping stone. Gotta go through all the. We ain't gonna talk about the fallout and all that. I'm interested, but we ain't gonna talk about that. But
nah, it's not no fallout. It's we just had different directions, really.
Yeah, so
that's the best way to describe
your own directions,
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I personally didn't want to make anybody feel like I was trying to control situations and micromanage and not let someone shine how they want to shine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I want everybody to win regardless.
Yeah.
So, however way we get there, hey, as long as we get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay, so after the,
everything happened.
Yeah, what was next? What was the next step?
For me, I made beats. I engineered. I started writing. You know what I mean? I did more vocals. So at that time, I was just like, shit, I can do my own stuff now.
Yeah.
I can stop focusing on everyone, because I always focused on everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now I can focus on myself, hone in on what I'm good at and my vision, actually. So honestly, it really opened up doors for me when it happened, because I was able to move how I wanted to and maneuver things and make these connections like that. You know what I mean? And it just everything happened for a reason, really. Started moving a lot faster, started making a lot more music, and shit, I'm here today because of that, really.
Yeah. Well, shit. So, what do you think the main thing you learned from that experience was? Just
I learned that everybody have different visions and their own path, and my dream ain't your dream. Your dream ain't my dream. So I can't expect things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can want things, but it's not always gonna turn out how you want. You know,
every time. So I learned to be more like water.
Gotcha.
So
yeah.
And I'm a water sign. Cancer's out there. You know what I mean?
Okay, so you had the whole rap group thing and making beats for rap and stuff. But where did the EDM, that type of music come in at?
I think was
that before?
So I've always been into the EDM scene since like Irish was at Rush Lounge stuff.
Oh yeah,
People know
yeah.
that. If you know that, then you know what's up. But I was always into the EDM scene. So like honestly, as a person that was in the crowd, I looked up and was like, I ain't even supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be up there. so that's where I was like, okay, I should just make sure I get up there.
So you just started making a plan to how am I gonna get up there?
Basically, and I my mindset has always been by any means necessary. Just fucking figure it out, and that because ain't nobody giving me no map to this shit. Really, I figured out a lot of stuff by myself. You know what I mean? So I've always been interested into it. So I started making doing collaborations with different producers. Making beats with them, doing collabs, and started getting interested into these dropping on labels and stuff, independent labels, not major labels, but independent labels that can get my music out there, people hearing it. And then I started utilizing my vocals. EDM always has and needs vocals on stuff, I mean, even if it's just a little bit, you just find those pockets. Fill that space you find those pockets where you fit in, and it's a very niche that's it's in the high demand too. People are always looking for that type of stuff. So, I made myself available for that. And from there, shit, it just started going and going and going. I started getting more into DJing and stuff. Fell back on it because more of my vocals and my production was in call for. So, that's really where it started, but that's where I'm at right now too. I'm still doing it. Lot more opportunities came from that. I know that because I love rap. I love making rap music. I just love making music in general. But I knew from the beginning, even when we were in a group, you couldn't put us in a box because we made so much different things. You know what I mean? And I've always been that way. So rap, EDM, all of it.
Talk about how you actually got to your first performance of DJing, or did you just walk straight up to him and say, "Hey, I do this"? And
I don't know. I think a lot of ways that things happen for me is that people start seeing my resume and seeing what I do, because I always made sure, that my mission was to make sure to not have to talk much. You know what I mean? I'll show you my resume. You can see what I do. You can Google me type stuff. You know what I mean? And I always knew that actions spoke louder than words. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So that's really how it really happened in all the situations. Even with the engineering stuff, D3 knew about me from working with Jim and H. You know what I mean, in a group and stuff. He knew me then. He knew I worked in the studios before, so he was, he brought me on board here, and I started moving up, getting better with my engineering.
Did you start with the intern program?
I actually didn't, because I went to school.
Yeah.
I went to school at SAE, and I knew more than the regular, like than the common engineer type stuff. So I was able to apply my schooling to real life experience in the studio, and then from there, I just made it make sense.
So do you feel like that was a good investment to go to school?
It was a good investment. I don't think it's necessary nowadays, but for me, I always overthink, and I always was wondering, like, am I doing this right? And I wanted to make sure I got the fundamentals and the foundation of what audio engineering is. And it made me a better engineer when it comes to engineering other people, myself, and it made me a better producer too. They taught us a lot in school, so I just started applying everything that they gave me to everything that I do, because I couldn't work no goddamn job no more. I had to quit.
Yeah. So do you feel like, so you went to school and learned all the technicalities and everything? Was it hard to find your own sound after that?
I think I went into school knowing my own sound and knowing what I was good at and knowing what I wanted to do. So school was slick, kind of easy for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, I know there was people in there that produced way better than me, but they didn't have what I had. You know what I mean? The skill in multiple areas and the drive to do it. I know there's some that had all that. My homie David, he was our valedictorian at school, David Escobar, and he's a GOAT. He's a great engineer. He just got his plaque. Shouts out to him, because he deserved it. And I strive to be more around that energy. You know what I mean? Just being around people that are taking things serious. You know what I mean? That are really risking it, not having no safety net. And I realized that safety net is is hell, yo. Like people get comfortable. Like, you will really fuck up your blessings by holding on to that safety net.
100%.
And once you let that shit go, shit will actually start making sense and happening for you.
Yeah.
Because that's how the universe
works. Because you got to.
That's literally how the universe
fucking
works.
has to,
If you hold on to it too much, you get stuck and stagnant. So I always made sure I got comfortable with change. You know what I mean? Shit changes all the time, so gotta adapt.
Alright, so let's bring it back to the project.
Word.
Highs and lows.
Word.
Where did that come from, and what's the story behind it?
Highs and Lows is a very as a project that a lot of my friends and a lot of people, I think, resonated with, because it's relatable, because we all have highs and lows. I had to get it tatted on me, you know what I mean? That's my first tats, highs and lows. And it's our first project that we really dropped like that, as me and my brother. Best way I can describe it is, like, we dealt with like heartbreak stuff, we dealt with depression, we dealt with big wins, we dealt with big losses, you know what I mean? And we realized it's always gonna happen, it's always gonna be that way, you know what I mean? So we have to learn how to adapt. And highs and lows is just something that we put together, and it was us, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't really hold back too much on that at all. We definitely gave the world a lot more of us, you know what I mean?
Do you feel like it's hard to open up and be vulnerable in your music though?
Sometimes, because everybody deal with depression and anxiety and all that type of stuff. But talking about what triggers that stuff and talking about the trauma that you've been through, because that part is difficult, just because there's a lot of judgmental people. Yeah. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you got to accept that you're going to be judged regardless. You know what I mean? For everything. And we decide if we want to care about that or not. And learning when to care and learning when not to care is very valuable.
Yeah, because some people don't give a fuck about shit
at all.
And
some people care too much.
Yeah.
You know, some people care about too many opinions. You know what I mean? And having that balance and knowing when to do it definitely serves when definitely taught me a lot and learned from highs and lows for sure.
Yeah, finding the balance of things.
Yeah, because I know a lot of artists and a lot of people that are depressed, and it's crazy. We lost folks to depression and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So music is a type of therapy for people.
Yeah,
it's a
100%.
therapy for me. Like if I didn't have music, I played basketball. I would have been great in basketball. I skate. I would have been great at skating if I put that whole 100% into it. But with music, I feel like I could make more of a difference because I don't want to relate myself or think of myself as Kanye because I just watched his fucking his Netflix thing, but I do a lot of different things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's my way of being able to express how I feel because I'm not good at talking a lot of the times. You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, I would prefer not to talk. So music was my way to let you in.
Yeah.
And let you get to know me type stuff. And it was for whoever wanted to know me. You didn't, everybody don't want to know you, so they ain't gonna listen. So, but I learned not to care about it. I learned like, hey, this is for whoever wants to listen.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I stopped caring about everything else, and then shit started happening for me as soon as that happened. Like, as soon as I let go of caring about what other people think, and I'm doing it for what I wanted to do it for. Less depression, less anxiety, less caring about shit that don't matter. It was a blessing. So we all go through it. So that music is my therapy and how I show people that they're not really alone. You know what I mean? Like, I know Juice WRLD did it. I know freaking X did it. Artists are really vulnerable, and we let everybody in, and we get judged a lot. You know what I mean? Because we let you in. You know too much. But that's the game. You know what I mean? But I'm in here for people to learn from me, and I think to feel safe with. You know what I mean? I'm very relatable as those partners.
All right. So, what's the new projects?
Man, nowadays I got a lot of stuff going on. So, like I said, I'm doing more artist development, doing a lot of engineering. So I'm with artists all the time in the studio working. And I have an artist. Her name is Medusa, and she makes a whole vibe. She comes with a whole vibe. I know that, and that's one of the projects that I am very excited for. And that's dropping, I think, this month, actually. At the end of the month, on the 25th, I believe. And just introducing her how she wants to be introduced is like, it makes me feel so good. That I can help get what's in here out. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Exactly. I consider myself as a good tool in the industry. Like, I'm not looking to be the guy that's at the top doing all this crazy shit. I'm the person that's behind the scenes helping get you from point A to point B. You know what I mean? So Medusa is one of my favorite projects. Working with homie Trap Bees on a lot of projects. I have my own projects, more alternative rap type stuff, but it's something different. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe my project. But it's called Heartbreak Therapy. So, everybody goes through heartbreak. Yeah. You know what I mean? That happens, every other freaking month type shit? So, yeah. But that's something that I'm looking forward to. Doing a lot of EDM projects. A lot of collaborations with really dope artists that are coming up in the game. Like I said, I'm getting more into my DJing stuff. Excited about that. and you know, just taking more steps. You know what I mean? Making sure I'm being the best me and upping the level every time I can. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like when you're doing all these different things, you know, putting all your eggs in different baskets, it's hard to really lock in on one?
Yeah. I've always struggled with that, you know, but I've realized that's me. I'm never just gonna be an engineer. I'm never just gonna be a rapper. I'm never just gonna be a producer. Just because I love so many parts of the industry, and I'm good at so many parts of the industry, you know what I mean? I'm good at connecting those dots, so I'm great at A&R. You know what I mean? And that's just me. I accepted that part. And it gets overwhelming at times. I have to step back, you know what I mean, and just breathe. But I always remind myself, I'm just like, man, I dreamed about this. I prayed for this. Can't get mad that this shit's happening. I prayed for this, you know what I mean? And when I think of it like that, it's like, hey man, ain't nothing that bad. I have highs and lows, but it ain't that bad. Shit, I could be working a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead, I can wake up and do what I love. And that was, at the end of the day, that was my end goal. So like, if someone asked me, did I make it? Technically, yes.
So anything more that come with it is just extra, is icing on the top.
For real. I can wake up and go back to sleep if I fucking want to. It's I've never been able to have that. You know what I mean? I always had to be on somebody else's time, or it was just something that was not for me. I did not like it.
Are you satisfied where you at though? Are you still reaching for something?
Oh, I've learned that I'm never satisfied.
Yeah.
Like I'm satisfied to the point where I want to just keep going. I'm like, okay, I accomplished that. What's next? You know what I mean? Because with me, there's no limit, and I view life like engineering and mixing. And once you get to the final stage, you put a limiter, and I take my limiter off. There's no cap. There's no limiter at all. I'm constantly mixing with my life. I'm always in the mixing stage. I'm turning up faders. I'm EQing people out, EQing people in. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But I will never have that master or on my life. It'll always push me to keep striving for more. So never satisfied. I'll always be making up or making new opportunities for myself and others.
Alright, so what the hell were we talking about? Just how people be doing stupid ass shit when they bored, like...
Facts. Well, what I saw the most with people that I've been around is like, people are just too bored. And I'm never on TikTok like that. I'm not a TikTok person. I am too busy for TikTok, actually. But I know a lot of people are bored, and they make up problems.
Yeah, 100%.
they literally go make up problems because they're fucking bored. They have nothing to do. I've met so many lost men and women. They're just lost, and they have no drive to do anything. And I've made sure that I surround myself with people that are doing stuff, that has some type of passion. I don't even care if it's cooking, being a chef, being anything besides just going to work, coming home, smoking weed, and going out.
Them type of people gonna drag your ass down, boy.
Bruh, swear to God, I can't. I acknowledge, like, I'll see him when I'm out, when I do go out, but I'm not about to be like, hey, you want to go hang out?
Yeah, ain't got time to hang. Like,
now, when do I actually have time to hang out? I'm literally never caught up on any of my work, so like I can never say that I'm bored.
Dude.
If you're bored, then shit.
But I guess that just comes down to people being satisfied with the life that they live in.
That's true.
Like,
that's true.
Some people don't want to get to that next level. And
someone don't see. They may not even see that next level. Maybe they're at the level that they want to be.
So what do you think is like for the people that are lost and start just doing fuck shit to fill their time? Like how do they find what they want to do? Because a lot of people don't even know what they want to do.
I would say just do what you're good at. That's when people ask me, hey, how'd you get here? My mission was to wake up and do what I love. And the only way I can do what I love is do whatever I'm good at. So if I'm good at engineering, I need to go be an engineer. If I'm good at producing, I need to produce. You know what I mean? Just doing whatever I'm good at. And people, like, they'll go try some, like, I'm gonna go be a fucking dentist or a nurse. You don't want to be no damn. You want to be a nurse? You want to be a nurse? No, you want to be a nurse. Some people want to be art. They want to do art. Like, I don't know how to make money with art. Fucking figure it out. If that's what you want to do. Yeah. But then if you don't want to take the time and try and figure it out, you're gonna settle for some bullshit.
Everything is monetizable. Like, you make money off of fucking anything.
You can figure it out. I guarantee. Because, like, I'm testament. Because I didn't think I was gonna be able to figure this out. But when I started putting that by any means necessary in my head, a lot of things started happening. Started making sense. It's like, okay, if I want to do this, then I'm probably gonna have to do something like this, even if I don't want to do it. But I know it's gonna help me get here. So suck it up and just do it.
Yeah.
Or stop bitching about it. You know what I mean? So it just takes a different type of drive and surrounding yourself with the right people, because you can have so much drive and want to do so much, but if you're not around people that have that same type of energy, that shit is dead. That shit is going nowhere. You gotta have it real strong in you to do that, but you are who you hang around with. And I didn't believe that shit when my mama said it.
No, that shit's so real.
Damn, I understand it. I understand it. I cut off so many people for the best, for me and for them. Because maybe I wasn't the right energy that they needed. Who knows? But I know at that time, I know they wasn't the right energy for me. So, hey man, my homie has this line, is everything is temporary. Everything is temporary. He has his own, like, company or clothes that he's doing right now. So, no couture. That's what it is. So, my guy. Yeah, man, just being around right energy. That shit don't lie.
So for anybody that, you know, is trying to get into music, any type of artist, no matter what level they on, what's the best advice you can give to them?
Be comfortable with change, and be comfortable with, by any means necessary, you gotta get it. You know what I mean? Because in a lot of situations, it's give and take. You know what I mean? To get you to the next level, you gotta give something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get a little bit. And that's okay. That's all part of the game. So just be okay with change. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, listen to yourself. Like, yes, get all the information you need to from, you know, reliable sources and, you know, good people that are on your side and that's pushing for you. But trust your vision. You know, have a goal. Create those goals and attack those goals. Dominate that lane. Like, whatever you're doing, dominate in that shit. Doesn't matter what. If it's just rapping, be the best. If it's producing, be the best. If it's engineering, be the best. You know what I mean? Just by any means necessary. If you want it, you'll get it. You know what I mean? If you put the work in. But if you don't want it, it's gonna show. And that's as simple as it gets. You know what I mean? If you don't want it bad enough, you ain't gonna get it. But if you want it, it's gonna fall into your lap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just gonna fall upon you type shit. But yeah, just
go get that shit, basically.
Get that shit. And like we said before, surround yourself with your future. That's one thing that I saw on Instagram. This post is surround yourself with people that look like your future. Why are you surrounding yourself with people that look like your past? That don't even make any sense. You know what I mean? You living in the past. You living in the past then.
Yeah.
You surround yourself that if you think you're supposed to be an executive, go hang around with some execs. Go hang around with some people that actually look like your future. Your friends that you met in high school are not gonna be the same friends that you when you're like 30. That's not always the case. You know, everybody has their own ways of going about it, but be real selfish on that part. on that growth. Be selfish on that. Like it's your growth. So yeah, man, just surround yourself with people that look like it.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, let's talk about what the fuck you just said. You don't make much rap music because it's negative.
Yeah, like
it's a lot of negativity. Like people, that's what sells. That's what I was trying to tell you earlier. People love drama because I don't know. That's just what people love. Like it's for the bored people. They love drama, so that's what sells. And if you coming into this rap game and you're not
music game in general, you know what I mean? Like
it's hard to sell without having the
bullshit with it.
Yeah,
like,
but
I just kind of just moved myself away from rap. I still make rap music because it's fun for me, and I have to get that out of me anyway. But nowadays, man, I'm grown. I make house music. That's grown folks music. So
I mean, it's some real artists out there that still rap and make
facts,
grown ass music,
facts.
But it's hard to find that shit. I ain't gonna lie.
But for me personally, I'm surrounded by so much rap music, and it don't do nothing for me as much. You know what I mean? It don't resonate with me. House music is good vibes, and it's positive energy a lot of the times. Even if it's heartbreak, or even if it's talking negative, it feels better. It feels good. And all rap music is now is just bitches and shooting shit, and that shit boring and lame to me, honestly. Like that, I can talk about that easy.
Yeah,
how many of these bigger artists can make a house song? I can do exactly what they can do any day.
But okay, so there's a level to it though. Like if you not really out here shooting shit and goddamn, I as a listener, I can tell by just the way that you're saying shit, like if you're being real about it or not. See, if you're being real about that shit and that's your life, talk about it. I'm not saying don't talk about it unless it's gonna get you in trouble,
Yeah, facts.
Don't talk about it then. But if that's your real life, then I 100% push that. Talk 100%. About the real shit. But if you're an artist out here not doing that shit, stop talking about it.
A lot of people, but that's the majority.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The majority. They just they're just feeding into the the norm, like what gets people attention. Yeah, what gets people attention, and I've never been that way. I've always just like, I'm gonna do this my way, and nowadays I just want to be more positive shit. It's too much negative shit in the world. You see what's going on like overseas right now. It's too much negative. You still want to listen to some negative shit? All right, but I make lo-fi and house music, chill music, R&B stuff. I still make the rap stuff. I still produce it, do all that stuff. But what resonates with me is just positive shit. You know what I mean?